pretty cool fabric on your pants. I love it.
Thank you.
I haven't seen like before. Tell me, how do I pronounce your name? Oh, let me try.
Yes.
Neelanjana.
Yes, that's perfect.
Did I do it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's actually accurate because lots of people just think it's a really long name.
Yeah.
And they mistake it, but this is perfect.
Neelanjana.
Yeah.
I like it. Mine's Binyam.
Oh, that's nice to know.
And it's nice to meet you as well. Are you a student here?
I am, yeah.
What are you studying?
Oh, geology.
Oh, you don't say. So I'm imagining what you were like as a little girl, and I'm gonna guess that you took particular delight when you're walking with your parents and picking up rock samples and asking them to carry them for you in their pockets.
Yeah.
And leave.
That's actually true. My dad was a mountaineer.
Okay.
And he would just tell me stories about his trekking trips and all of that. And I always, wanted to know what it likes to be up there.
Yeah.
And then I went to this rock convention, mineral convention back in the day, and then.
How old were you then?
I think I was 16.
16 years old.
It was
Okay.
like around 11 something years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here you are.
I mean, I know, yes. And I didn't know if I really wanted to do geology, so I started doing IT.
Okay.
And I was like, I like the logic and everything behind it, the algorithms, the flowchart, but coding was not my thing. So I tried for geology and I got it. So I'm excited.
You are?
Yeah.
And this is your first year in it?
It's my third year, actually.
Third year, okay.
Yeah.
So you've been in it long enough to confirm if this is a good investment?
Yes. I've taken a few geology courses back when I was in computer and I fell in love with it.
Even then?
Yes.
So you knew what you were getting into?
Yeah. What did you study?
I have a variety of things. Kind of like you though, I was kind of doing trial and error too and finding out what I was made for. So when I first started, I was in accounting.
Oh, nice.
And I said, yeah, this doesn't really reflect my interests. So after accounting, I went on to do a career that, or no, not a career, but a degree that I knew I was not already a fan of. And I was doubtful that I would change my perspective, but I was driven by the end result. So I wanted to become a medical doctor.
That's so cool.
Well, you think so?
I actually think so. I mean, not a lot of people become, not a lot of people do anything to do with mathematics just because they either don't understand it or they don't like it or they feel it's too dry.
Yeah.
But this is cool if you were able to do it.
Like to be able to, to do what though?
To understand mathematics and actually going on to become or wanting to become a mathematical doctor.
Oh, I see.
It's really unheard of.
A medical doctor.
Medical doctor, never mind.
That's
I keep
alright.
thinking mathematical doctor. I don't even know what that means. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I just wanted to make sure I was understanding what you're referencing.
Right, no, I thought you were talking about
That's
mathematics.
okay.
But having said being a doctor, oh my
Yes.
God, that's hard.
It is. I mean, I'm not averse to hard work.
Right.
So I went through the undergraduate portion heading for med school. So I knew again, like I didn't enjoy it before.
Right.
I confirmed through the midst of it and even at the tail end of it that I still didn't care for medicine. Sorry, sciences. But my idea was get through the sciences, get all the learning done, then I can, be a doctor and, employ what I learned, but more so be around the people. I found out at the end of that degree that one, I still didn't like it. Second, doctors are really enthusiastic about continued delving into sciences. And I said, that's not a good combination. And then thirdly, I wouldn't have gotten as much time as I was banking on with my patients that I was aiming for. So I said, yeah, something's amiss here. And I went back and shifted into the arts area. And I did English and philosophy. Fell in love. I was like, I was just thinking, I want to take it all, like sociology, history, anthropology. I want to take linguistics. I want the whole. But by this time, I was kind of my academic career had extended way longer than I'd ever anticipated it would. So I did English and philosophy, and then I came out here for my grad studies because I grew up in BC for the most part.
Right.
So that was the track that my lengthy academic career took. Now that I'm here, that was a long time. That was a very long time. But I think I'm happy with the results in the sense that there is a sense, kind of like you, of having found your area that you are going to relish for a lifetime of learning.
Exactly.
And so,
Yeah,
that was...
for me, the thing about me is I grew up wanting to study and like the process of learning.
Yep.
And well, also because of bragging rights, because I want, well, not about degrees, but the fact that, oh, I know there are this, and this.
Yeah.
Ask me any questions if you have it.
Yeah.
I know the answer most probably. I don't, but I like to think that way.
You want to get to a point of accomplishment where you are well versed.
Exactly.
Okay.
So even though I went to an English medium school in India, it wasn't that like the teachers weren't always talking English.
Yeah.
But then I met one teacher and he just made me fall in love with the language itself.
Okay.
And I fell in love with writing. And I think that's part of the geology thing is that I want to do research. I want to be able to write and publish papers. Then I want to educate everyone on, well, certain things like oil and gas and then alternate energy. Because I feel these days people, even though they have the whole internet in front of them, they just don't like to learn or they think it's boring.
Yeah.
I want to be able to write in a way where people connect.
Yeah.
And they feel interested enough to go and do a little bit of research by themselves.
Right.
But yeah, no, if I wasn't a geologist, I would probably be a writer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you really value being able to help others find the life in your field.
Yeah.
In a lively way.
In a way. Like, even if geology doesn't interest them, I'm hoping my writing, the way, like, if they see the way I write, they could, get interested in English.
Okay.
And I try to add in a lot of historical concepts in geology.
Yeah.
Because geology is about history. But I do like to study about history as well.
Yeah.
And because I try to tie in a lot of historical concepts, if people, got interested in history as a study field, it could lead to so many emotions, like archaeology and just human history in general.
It seems to me at some level you're tapping into or attempting to tap into the real secret for conveying information, and that's through storytelling.
Yes. Yeah. So a lot of people actually ask me, like, oh, do you want to go to oil and gas? And I'm like, no, I want to do research. But I don't wholeheartedly believe in oil and gas or the future of it. Just because, not because it's harmful to humans in the long run, but it's also not sustainable for the earth.
Yeah.
And I want to keep Earth as beautiful as it is without harming too much because, we have to tap into the resources to survive. I just want to be able to do it in a most minimal way. So I also want to, educate people on the alternate energy, on, the good uses and also the cons of it so they can make an informed decision. Yeah.
I was thinking about how you're also communicating the component of making it accessible to people. So even as you're preparing for academia, a lot of articles and journals that are written are inaccessible. So is there at some level a way, like, are you trying to do both write for your discourse community and for those outside it?
Exactly.
Okay, because like at some level it seems like there's an inaccessibility for those outside.
There is, because when I was growing up, internet wasn't a thing, or if it was extremely new. We had dial-up back in the day.
Yeah.
So we had to rely on books and journals and articles, even as kids, to study and to do projects.
Yeah.
And then when I was in high school, internet was a thing, but we didn't use it much.
Yeah.
And well, now there are articles and everything, but you have to pay to get them. So it's extremely hard to do any sort of research or to even know for the sake of knowing.
Sure.
You're right. There is. It's the inaccessibility of it. So I want to be able to provide people like where it's free for them and they want to learn, not because they have to, but because they should want to.
In the midst of this, does the does the destination where you become someone who's really well known, is that intimidating for you or not at all?
It's intimidating, I'm not gonna lie, but like it's not as a lot of people would think. Just because I think my mom trained me in classical dancing and had me do stage performances since I was 3 years old.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of trying to get rid of the stage fright. It's still there. Presentations, stage fright, it's still there.
Yeah.
But it doesn't scare me as much as I was expecting.
I was asking for a couple of reasons. I was talking to a medical doctor who's in his residency about a couple months ago, and I asked why he was in a specific area of expertise. His response was, I just saw one presentation from this one doctor, I fell in love with that doctor, and I made my whole life course based on that personality one time that he met. That's huge, right?
That's
to be able to
amazing.
inspire. So it sounds like that's something you're trying to do, if I'm hearing it correctly.
Yes.
You want to inspire young minds, you want to inspire others in general to be able to start at least some track of interest in what you're finding real passion in, right?
Exactly.
So there's that element. And then secondly, I was thinking about another dentist who, I mean, she's just a dentist, starting out, brand new, trying to get some new patients. She started presenting some information whereby